Long time no see. El Foxador back in the building. It's been a while. I've taken some time off. Um, you know what? Since I've last been on here, England have won their round of 32 game and they beat Panama. And we're coming to the end of the round of 16. Not round of 32, round of 16, isn't it? No, round of 32, round of 32. So, loads of things to talk about, okay? I'm going to do a little roundup, a few predictions, and of course I'm going to start off by talking about England. Now, England against Congo, DR Congo. A very interesting game for how I see England moving forward. It actually mirrors a little bit of some of the issues that they had against Panama. If I'm being honest with you, right now, where I sit, I think England have issues. I know they've won their games, but they should be winning against the likes of Panama and Congo, if I'm being honest with you. Since the first game against Croatia, I think that was the best England have performed. And I think since then, they have shown a lot of shakiness in midfield, in creativity around wide areas, and just general being clinical when finishing. They've had a lot of chances in some of these games against Panama and Congo. But against in both games, they kind of struggled to break down the lower set defences in the first half. And they haven't made good use of the ball. Their dynamic system of attack hasn't been as proficient or anything to inspire confidence, especially in those first halves. So we've resulted in these kind of desperate attempts and individual moments of brilliance at the end of games. And when we start seeing that against teams of the caliber of Congo, it's worrying. It's worrying because there are much better opposition in this competition coming up than them. Saying that, the game, the second half of the game, and in particular Mr. Harry Kane's goals were impressive. Were emphatic. He pulled it out the bag, and I was on this podcast earlier last week explaining how I didn't think I've seen Harry Kane really pull out the bag for England like that before, but he did in this scenario. It was against Congo, but he scored two fantastic goals in a clutch moments where we needed them to make sure we got what we should be getting, which was getting through to the next round. Real great strikers' goal. In particular, that second goal. Well, that first goal, his positioning was brilliant. He moves in and out and finds the space to get the header off. Really great. He's always had that sense for goal and how to move into the space and drop the defender quite quickly. But that was great, that first goal. That header, that little bit of movement to get it. And but I was really impressed by the second goal. You know, a real just instinctive striker's goal, and just made sure to bring it home. I have to respect Kane for that, and credit to him. He's had a fantastic season this season. One of the best individual English football player seasons ever. Overall, it's incredibly impressive. Maybe one of the most impressive I've seen. 72 goals this season for club and country. Outstanding from Harry Kane. And of course, he's broken the England international record with 84 goals now as well. So he's been heaped on with a lot of praise. And listen, in some ways he deserves this praise. In some ways, especially for that individual achievement of 72 goals this season. For club and country, he's been brilliant and deserves everything he gets. Maybe even a Ballon d'Or. I don't think I want to constantly rely on Kane to get these last-ditch attempts at the end of games. Here's the reality. Should Kane be scoring against the likes of Congo? Yes. He should be. Does he deserve to be knighted or hailed as the greatest English player ever for scoring 2 goals against flipping Congo? Of course not. Okay, that's reality check. Okay, England should be beating Congo 5-0. You know, that's the difference in quality. So, well, listen, maybe 5 was a bit strong, and like I said, they pulled out the bag. I don't want to be too negative, but I do think we need to be careful about heaping on all this over the top praise onto Harry Kane for scoring against Congo. Of course, he should be scoring against Congo and Panama. Do you know what I mean? Panama is flipping tiny, and Congo's 75% rainforest. Just England football teams should be beating those teams comfortably, and they haven't been. They won, but they didn't do it comfortably. In both games, I'm sure Cole Palmer and other players at home, in particular Trent Alexander, who he seems to have kind of pushed Rice to right back to try and replace that right back position. The fullbacks have been kind of lackluster. He's shouting at Jed Spence. I'm talking here about Tuchel now. He's shouting at Jed Spence every game. Listen, Tuchel, you picked them. You picked them. You left Trent at home. You left Cole Palmer at home, and you left Phil Foden at home. That you did that. You picked these players, so there's no point in screaming your head off at the side of the pitch. Yeah, you trusted them, and this is who they are. This is how they've been. They're showing how their level has been. I don't know why he's surprised, and he's kind of resulted in moving Rice to kind of right back so we can get better delivery into the box. You know, Trent would have been perfect for that. Say what you like about Trent, he would have been perfect for that. For breaking down these low blocks, especially off the bench if you wanted it off the bench. But you've chosen not to do that, so now you have to eat your sword. You know, so kind of annoying there. Like it just does feel a bit wasted. If I was Cole Palmer, I would have been looking at that game thinking I could be doing a lot in this game. You know, our attacking intent is uninspiring at times at best. We aren't clinical, okay, and we waste opportunities, particularly off the wing. Do I think Cole Palmer would have been beneficial in that game? Of course I do. I don't think anyone with eyes doesn't think that, including Cole Palmer watching it at home or Ibiza or wherever he is, partying, living life. So, listen, yeah, a mixed bag for England. Let's move on to their next game. Their next game is against Mexico. Like I said, I think England should have beaten Congo way more comfortably than they did. I'm glad they won, but we need to be really circumspect here with our expectations of England because they have not been impressive. Even though they beat Panama and Congo, these were not impressive displays of football from England, okay? They did not play to the level they should be at, to the standard they should be at, even though they won, okay? Reality. The next game is against Mexico. Now, it's going to be Mexico in Mexico City. Mexico have had a great run in this World Cup, and in my opinion, after watching, I've watched a little bit of Mexico. I really think that Mexico are going to be the hardest team England have come across in this World Cup so far, and that includes Croatia. This is going to be a different challenge because Mexico are playing in their home territory in Mexico City. It's going to be a buzzing stadium for them with a lot of support in their home heritage climate. They are on a great winning streak, able to score goals, have a dynamic front three headed by Jimenez, who has been brilliant. They give up a lot of possession, but so have every other team England have played, and they've struggled against them. So England have to really, really take their chances in this game. And one thing I haven't brought up yet, which is one of my biggest worries with England, is this shaky defence. The defence is shaky. You know, Pickford made a mistake as well, so even the goalkeeper at this point has a little question mark above him. They have to be. I don't want to see England conceding early in this game, and I don't want to see England conceding first in this game. I need to see a better first half. I need them to come out with more intent, and I need to see them make use of possession better against this Mexico side. Because if they don't, Mexico will punish them on the break. They will. The defense isn't strong enough to rely on. We need to make sure we take our chances. They will come. They will come. We need to take them and be confident now and grab this tournament by the horns. We should have players to beat Mexico. It's going to be a harder game than ones that we've had, I envisage. But we have the quality to beat them. So we just need to be consistently producing that quality over both halves, in my opinion. And we need to avoid waste as much as possible. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I think that win should give them a lot of confidence. And Harry Kane, I'm expecting to come out with a lot of confidence himself. And if he puts on his game, which it feels like he might start doing now, we might have a real strong performance against Mexico. What else did I want to go into? Okay, yeah, I wanted to mention just Messi. Messi also been prolific. Breaks the World Cup record of goals scored in the World Cup with 19 goals. Brilliant for Messi. What else can you say about him? What a player. Super impressed. And of course, speaking of Messi, we always end up talking about his counterpart, which is Ronaldo. Portugal have gone through to the round of 16 after beating Croatia, I believe. Was it Croatia? That was earlier today, I think. Yes, Croatia 2-1. And we got a little goal from Ronaldo. Tomorrow, we have the last of the round of 32 games before we hit the round of 16. We've got Switzerland, Algeria. I'm going to take Algeria for that one. We got Australia, Egypt. I'm going to take Egypt for that one. We got Argentina, Cape Verde. That one's definitely going to be Argentina. We're going to see some more goals for Messi. And Colombia and Ghana, probably the most competitive game left in the round of 32. I would edge it towards Colombia at this stage. But that's a close one. Ghana could win. The round of 16. So, it's getting exciting now. There was a bit of a lull in my excitement for the tournament when England were playing Panama. I just thought that performance was kind of poor. So, but now it seems to be sparking up again, this tournament. Let's have a look at the round of 16. So, the round of 16, we've got the first game in the round of 16 is Canada-Morocco. Really good game. I'm going to go Morocco. Paraguay, France. France should be winning. Brazil, Norway. Really good game. Norway have been fairly impressive. Dark horses, Norway. Haaland on form as well. We're getting all these top stars on form. It's lovely to see. Brazil, Norway. I'm going to go Norway. I'm going to go Norway against Brazil. I think Brazil will get knocked out. Mexico, England. I'm going to go England. Portugal, Spain. This is probably the most competitive game in the round of 16. We're taking out one heavy hitter there. And I have to expect Spain to win that game based on recent form. If Portugal win that game, fair play. But based on recent form, Spain have been prolific in front of goal and have literally shown nothing but confidence in this tournament. And Portugal just definitely haven't done that. Portugal have been more of an up and down side. However, Portugal have the ability in that game. I'm very interested in seeing that game. I might have to do a reaction to that straight after. But Portugal, Spain, the big one in the round of 16. That's on Monday, the 6th of July. I'm going to go Spain, though, based on recent form. And USA versus Belgium. Somehow Belgium are here after I dissed them not too long ago. But my gut feeling is that USA will just about make it through against Belgium. I think Belgium's luck might dwindle. The next few round of 16 games are not announced yet. I think there's a couple left, but it's going to be some of the teams I've mentioned. I'm guessing Argentina and someone, and Egypt and Colombia and Algeria probably. So, depending on how they matched up, I'd expect Argentina to go through and one of the others to go through. So, it's looking exciting. What do you think of my predictions? Do you think I've got it right? What do you think about what I said about England? Do you think England are good enough? Do you think they have performed well? Do you think they deserve all the praise they're getting after beating Congo? Or do you think it's a little bit overpraise for a win that we should be getting anyway, and that we made a hard time out of? What do you think? Put it in the comments. Do we need to see better from England? Are we seeing enough? What do you think about the Portugal-Spain game? And yeah, definitely comment below. I'm excited to hear from you all. I'm going to try to jump on it regularly now. You'll see me for the round of 16. El Foxador in the building. Back again. Arriba!